All right. How do we want to start this? Do you wanna do the introduction?
Oh God, put me on the spot. All right. Well, this is the most best podcast coming at you at the most best way, which hopefully we rename that crap too because I didn't come up with that name.
That was my name.
But it is Myles. It's Myles' podcast. This is Dustin Sutliff coming at you live with his best friend Myles Phillips. Myles Phillips, and we're shooting our podcast. I'm in New York City.
I'm in Sarasota. Yeah, continue. Sorry, I interrupted you.
There's Sarasota, Florida. Yeah, don't interrupt me, dude. What's wrong with you? He's in Sarasota, Florida, and we're recording our podcast from thousands of miles away. And so we got some fun stuff coming up for you today. It's our President's Day podcast. So
yes.
Just to skim through, we're going to be talking about our current events, talking about some movie remakes, Beauty and the Beast. We're going to talk about some talk show hosts, Jimmy Kimmel versus Jimmy Fallon, who we like better, other talk show hosts that we like, why we think Jimmy Fallon sucks. And in honor of President's Day, we're going to be listing for our top five presidents. So yeah, that's kind of a little lowdown of our podcast today, but Milo,
yeah,
good to see you, brother. Or good to talk to you. Not see you. I'm not seeing you at all.
No, we're not seeing each other right now. But it's good to hear you. It's good to hear you too,
buddy.
It's very
good to hear you, man.
It's very hot in my room right now. I don't want to turn on the air conditioning, or else it's going to make a lot of noise and be really distracting. So I'm kind of sweating right now. Not profusely, but in a little bit I will be. But let's get started, right?
Yeah, let's get started, brother. You had a good week?
I had an all right week. Just lots of house managing, dealing with cranky old people. But, nothing really exciting happened. I had some pizza. Oh, hey, speaking of pizza, Pizza Hut is having a 50% off deal off of all menu priced items. So if you're looking to get some pizza, you can get some really cheap pizza from Pizza Hut right now. Pizza Hut is not sponsoring us. I just eat a lot of Pizza Hut.
See, I live in New York City and I'm in Brooklyn, so Pizza Hut's not like a thing.
Yeah, you know what?
That's not a thing. I literally cannot order it.
That probably doesn't matter much to you because you get better pizza than Pizza Hut in New York.
That's true. I get some real New York slices. But like I said, my favorite thing to always do to people when I'm just to try to piss them off or show them how stupid I am, when they're like, "Oh, have you tried some really good pizza in New York?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've had some. I think I found my favorite place." And "Oh, where's it at?" And they'll start naming all these spots, and I'm like, "Oh, no, man, no." Like, "Well, where is it?" I'm like, "Well, I think Sbarro's is probably my favorite one."
What's that? That Office episode when Michael goes to New York and he goes to the. What's that quote? I'm gonna look that quote up.
He comes out. He goes on the train. He's like, "Every time I come to New York, I always love to get a New York slice." And then the camera just widens, and he's walking to his Sbarro's. It's just great.
Oh wait, here it is.
You're gonna get me a New York slice. Because Times Square has all the chain restaurants like the Applebee's and all that crap. But it's pretty funny. But I will say I miss Pizza Hut a little bit. I miss not eating pizza in general, but
How about you?
It's
you don't eat pizza?
I really don't. I try just eating on that healthy crap, dude. I miss pizza and pasta so much. Sometimes
you can eat some pasta. Pasta is not terrible,
dude. I'll go too hard in the paint when I'll just nom on some fettuccine alfredo.
You just gotta hold back, Just pay attention to the serving size.
Not an option.
Just put that serving size in a cup. Put it in the
double that serving size. Put it in a bowl. What do you do? And you eat it. That's how that works.
Just dry pasta in a bowl.
Yeah, dude. Big ass.
I haven't tried that.
Come on.
Have you eaten dry ramen? I've just eaten ramen out the package.
What?
Yeah, it's not bad.
What? Why?
Just season it a little bit.
The hard ramen?
Yeah.
Like the square packet of ramen, you just eat it?
Yeah, I just eat it out the package. Not all the time, but sometimes
it's not like it's hard to make, Milo.
It's
you
not.
Put it in a microwave.
But
put water in there and then it's done.
Sometimes
that's too much work for you?
Sometimes it's just I haven't done this too often, but
that's disgusting.
Sometimes I just want to. It's not though. It's just dry ramen. It's just not. It's just
that's so weird.
Not wet ramen.
Why would you want to?
People do that though. People make
no one does that.
Yeah,
I've never heard one person.
People do that. I saw this on like YouTube or something, but people. This lady, I think I went to some kind of potluck at some point in my life, and there was this person bought like this ramen stuff, and it was just dry ramen, like crumbled up and like had some like seasonings in it and some like little tomato vegetables and stuff. It just mixed it up. It was like a little ramen, a crunchy ramen salad thing. So people do that.
Weird people do that. People that don't know how to handle their life. That's who eat ramen.
What are you doing right now?
Not eating ramen.
What was all that noise?
Noise. I don't know noise. I live in New York City, man. There's noise everywhere.
Oh. Well, okay, whatever.
Whatever, dude.
Let's get onto our topics for today.
All right, man.
That wasn't a very smooth transition, was it? That was a pretty awful transition there.
Who gives a shit, man?
Okay, let's get started. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, man. I keep hearing and seeing all these trailers for it on Facebook.
Yeah, they released a clip of the song. What's that? Belle. The song called Belle. It was in that show.
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. I don't think anything's wrong with it. I don't think
it's like the same song from like Disney movies.
Yeah, it's like the same song. Oh, well, apparently there's some differences. I don't want to name any names, but there is a certain person on Facebook that posted about it. And, I don't think, and he said that it is missing parts. Some parts are changed to the song. But I don't think it's that.
Was it my friend Winston? Because I'll put him on Front Street right now. Yeah, I was just about to talk about it.
It was Winston.
It was. So Winston, if you're listening to this, shut up. You're stupid.
But I guess like
dude said something about the lyrics changing the song. I was like, who cares? What does that matter? That was another thing I was seeing on Facebook. Someone else had posted about. They were like, I just wish they wouldn't give away the whole movie in the trailer. And I was like, hey, listen, we all know how that movie ends, bro. Every one of us.
Yeah. That
movie's been around since, 1982? I don't know if that's the right date, but it's been around a while.
Yeah.
It's been on Broadway. I had the VHS of that movie.
Must have been living in a rock or under a rock, whatever that saying is.
What do you expect to happen? What do you want the trailer not to give away? I understand that, you want things to be a surprise. Like, there's going to be, I don't even think, it's going to look cool. Like, that's awesome. Emma Watson's playing Belle. That's really cool. That Beast, I think, who's playing that Beast?
I have no clue.
That dude that played the vampire in that movie that you hated that I really loved.
Twilight?
Dracula.
Dracula? No, he's playing Gaston. Luke Evans.
He's playing Gaston. Well, that's really cool. He's a cool actor.
Yeah, I think he's a good actor. That movie was just bad.
The movie was awesome. We don't need to get into that, but that movie was great.
That movie was just like an okay thing.
Okay, you're dumb. Whatever. But I just don't understand, what people, I don't know what you think's gonna happen. It's not like, it would be really cool if at the end of that movie, it's all going like the freaking original Disney movie, and the Beast ends up eating Belle. Straight up, just
that'd be cool. I wish that. That'd be cool.
That would make me want to make that movie the #1 movie of all time. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool if it did do things differently. I don't want to see the same movie, the same thing as the cartoon. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Change things about it. I want to see something different. I'm not going to pay $10 to go to the movie theater to see the same movie I can watch on Netflix or something for nothing.
Yeah, but it's like the nostalgia thing. Like, people watch those movies. Like, we all know what's going to happen, and they remake these movies. We all know how this movie ends, but we all watch it. Like, I sometimes I get confused as to why we do that. But I'll do it. I know It's like I knew how Fences ended, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
I know how The Lion King ends. I know Mufasa dies.
Hey,
but whenever they decide to remake that movie,
spoiler alert, man.
Spoiler alert. alert.
You're just ruining everything for people.
Yeah. I'll be real quick. If you haven't seen Lion King, you need to get out of my life forever. That movie's incredible.
But yeah, it is incredible. Have you seen? Apparently, Donald Glover is going to be playing Simba in the Lion King remake.
I saw some people freak out about it. That's pretty cool.
I think he fits that part really well. It's not like he's just doing the voice, which is okay. This is kind of silly to me that they're remaking the Lion King like they remade the Jungle Book, so it's still the animated
live action.
No, it's still animated. It's not real animals. They're all animated, but it just looks real, you know?
But the lions are going to talk?
The lions, yes. The lions are going to talk.
Growl the whole time.
They're going to talk. So it's, it seems pretty ridiculous. I would...
They're going to cast his... Oh, yeah, and they're casting James Earl Jones as Mufasa again. Right?
Yeah, you can't not cast...
I was like, if that dude's breathing, that dude's Mufasa.
Yeah, you can't...
I don't want to hear no one else's voice.
That'd be a slap in the face to just, Seriously. Not cast James Earl Jones.
They're like, we decided to change this up. We're casting Channing Tatum as Mufasa this year. The fuck? Samuel... You know what's really funny? I bet Samuel L. Jackson was in the running, though. Samuel L. Jackson, forced his name in
Samuel L. Jackson was never in the running to play Mufasa.
You don't know that. Samuel L. Jackson is in every goddamn movie that there is. Have you realized that? Every movie Samuel L. Jackson pokes his damn face into.
He is in a lot of movies.
He's in that King Kong remake coming up.
Yeah.
He was in the, what was the one that was, the Tarzan remake. He was in Tarzan. He's in everything.
Yeah. He gets a lot of work.
Titanic, he's going to be Jack.
He doesn't turn down anything. He just does whatever. And if he does a bad movie, he has a good one lined up later. So he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a crap.
I would. I mean, that's what I would do. I would do every movie that they offered me. I don't give a shit. Kind of like Kevin Hart. But, I don't... What other... I just don't get the fast... going back to Beauty and the Beast. Like I was trying to say, I just don't understand... people freak out about those things. I get it. It's cool. I'm not going to go see it in theaters because it doesn't make my balls itch. I don't know. It's not.
I probably am. Makes my ball. Not really. Does not make my balls itch. I don't care that much. I'll probably go see it anyway because I just like going to see movies and I can see them for pretty cheap down here. There's a $6 movie theater. Walking distance for me, so I can it's not that big of a deal to go to the movies.
I don't know why I'm never hell bent on seeing movies in theaters unless they're my Fences was one I had to see, but I'll go if my friends are going, we'll go see it. When I saw Sausage Party, that movie was awesome.
Oh, that movie was okay.
Hilarious. I couldn't eat a hot dog for a
year. I think it's been less than a year. Oh, it's almost been a full year. It's coming.
Really?
In a couple months, it's going to be a full year since that movie came out.
Yeah, Adam and I saw that in Chicago, and we were dying. I was like, this is brilliant.
I didn't think it was that funny.
It was.
Maybe
it was brilliant.
I saw it by myself.
You ever thought about your food talking and being like human beings, and we're just eating them?
Yeah, I thought of that, but that was the only interesting part of the movie. It was just...
What did you want it to be?
It wasn't really that clever at all. It was just the same jokes over and over again.
The idea was the fact that this food was human and we were killing it.
Yeah, and
it was brilliant.
Then what else? There was nothing else to it really. They did have a really good
didn't need anything else. That was the point of the movie.
The cool message in it. That was pretty cool, but it was also just I don't know. It was just
you don't know.
Crude. It was vulgar and
very, very vulgar.
Vulgar and crude just for the sake of it. There wasn't a point behind it. It was just
that's what Seth Rogen does.
No, though. No.
Yes, it is. Have you not seen every one of his movies?
I have seen a lot of his movies, but this one was just it was just I don't know. It was just a lot of just unnecessary things and jokes that weren't really that, just obvious jokes that anyone could make. There was no thought process into the jokes in this movie.
Whatever, Milo. I don't.
But hey, whatever. We can disagree on things. That's fine.
Sometimes. I'm just usually right.
I'm usually, always right, but whatever. What else? What else about remakes? What other remakes are coming out? I don't know.
What did we say that? What was that one? They're remaking
Jumanji.
What is I see is the Jumanji one with Kevin Hart, or I guess that's not technically a remake. That's a continuation.
Yeah, this kind of is. They're making a Scarface remake. That's coming up.
That's so crazy to me. That doesn't make sense.
They're gonna modernize it. It's gonna be it has that his name is Diego Luna. He's in that new Star Wars movie that came out, Rogue One. He's in that movie, and he's gonna be playing
black guy.
No, not the black guy, the Hispanic guy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I guess he fits the part. He's a Latino dude, and that part it's better than Al Pacino is not Latino, and he played a Latino in that movie.
Well, I just don't get how many remakes are we gonna have?
We're always gonna have remakes. Remakes are always gonna be happening, and there's no way to stop it. They're gonna make money.
No, but for some reason I'm just I don't get it. How many times and Tarzan comes back again, but then they're remaking the movie, so you have to spend the first however many minutes are all exposition talking to you about how Tarzan became a freaking monkey.
Yeah,
and then we're yeah, we know Tarzan's a monkey,
but there's a right way to do that, I think, and that's a real problem with the remakes. You don't have to do that. That's the right way to do that. Not doing that at all. For Spider-Man, for example, a new Spider-Man
that movie's going to be sick.
That movie's going to, it's going to be great, and they're not going to retread the same things that every single Spider-Man movie has gone over, because we know that story.
They better not.
His
do that.
parents are dead,
they do.
And his Uncle Ben dies. We don't need to know all that stuff. We all know how he became Spider-Man. We just want to see a good Spider-Man movie where he does some cool stuff.
After how many years? So whatever. I'm totally blanking on that actor's name. But so after a couple of years, they're gonna make another Spider-Man trilogy, and it's gonna be a whole different guy.
Probably not.
That just seems
crazy. Probably not anytime soon. He'll probably be Spider-Man for a while. For as long as this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is going, he's gonna be Spider-Man for a while, until they start releasing alternate universes, how the comics do. The comics have a whole bunch of alternate universes with alternate Spider-Mans, and they do some stuff. There's Miles Morales. He's the Black Spider-Man. He's a Black Spider-Man. They're making a movie. Yeah, his name is Miles Morales. He has my name, people.
He has your name.
He's another Black. I'm Black Spider-Man, people, and they're making an animated movie for him that's coming out in theaters.
Oh! I got a question about you for Spider-Man. I know we're not really sticking any points right now, but so in the comics, because you're a decently big comic book fan, correct?
Yeah, I know about. You can ask me stuff about
Okay, I've never been I've never read a comic. I love superheroes and that kind of stuff, but I'm not some huge comic fan.
I don't read a whole bunch of comics, but I do research a lot about the lore, and I listen to people talk about comic book histories and stuff.
Yeah, the histories of certain superheroes and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so Spider-Man in the comic books doesn't shoot webs from his wrist, right?
No, he has web shooters.
Okay, see, I don't like that. That pisses me off.
Why?
I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man where the spider bites his ass, and now he shoots webs out of his wrist, and he goes, you can't see me right now, but I'm taking my hands, and I'm like that.
People hate that. People hated that.
That's dumb.
They wanted
why would they hate
the classic
that
Spider-Man web shooters.
He's not a superhero.
But the thing is,
if he just puts on some stupid things on his wrist and it shoots out, I could do that shit.
He's very intelligent, and he can build super strong webbing that he can make a little wrist gun thing where he shoots little web pistol things out of his hands.
But anybody can do that then. If I find the formula.
Not anybody can do that. Can you do that?
I could do it if I stole his formula.
Yeah, but you can't because he's Spider-Man. He's smart. He's smarter than you.
I can't, Miles, because it's not true.
No, it is true.
What's that?
Yeah, he lives in New York.
If it's true, then I'm Spider-Man right now. I'm going to start being Spider-Man in New York City.
You can't. You don't know the formula for the web shooters.
Yes, it is. It's H times 3 divided by water.
No, it's H times 3 divided by sand.
Oh, well, fuck me, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. But yeah. Okay. What do we got up next?
Got?
So I asked you earlier, but so you like talk show hosts, right?
I do like talk show hosts.
Yeah, I don't get to watch them like, every Saturday, whatever. Not even, they're on Saturdays, but like every Wednesday night, let me watch the news. Usually it's like all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm like, YouTube's the greatest thing ever invented.
Yeah, I love watching all the talk show host stuff on YouTube. That's good stuff.
So they're like the top, like you have Jimmy Fallon, you have Jimmy Kimmel, you have Ellen DeGeneres, who's like daytime. Who else am I missing?
Conan O'Brien.
I mean, you had David Letterman, Conan O'Brien, all those older ones.
Did we say Jimmy Kimmel? You said Jimmy Kimmel.
You said Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Fallon.
And then James Corden. Like the Late Show. First of all, why are there so goddamn many?
Because
why are there so many?
It's just like a staple of television history. I mean, those talk shows have been around since television has been a thing. Variety talk shows have been like the thing. It's been a staple. It's just like how TV is, and I don't think it'll ever die out. Talk shows will always be a thing.
It's just like it always blows my mind how many there are. Like you have the Colbert Show, his like the Late Show. But then I'm always confused. Like they have the Late Show, the Tonight Show, the Late Show.
Well, different networks have different ones, and some networks have multiple talk shows.
Okay, but the big one is technically the Tonight Show, right? Like that's the huge one because that's the one Jay Leno did, correct?
Yeah, the Tonight Show and David Letterman were the big ones, I think.
Big ones,
yeah,
right. So, and I remember. So, like, the Tonight Show, when Jay Leno was going to step down, like, I remember Conan was supposed to take over.
Yeah, Conan was supposed to... Then some drama went down with him and NBC, and he left, and he did his own thing. I love Conan, by the way. I watch a lot of Conan. I think he's hilarious.
But, so they ended up giving it to Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Now, this is probably going to be relatively unpopular. I don't like him.
Yeah, I can't stand Jimmy Fallon.
Okay, so we agree on this.
Yes, we do.
Why?
Because
I don't know necessarily 100. Like I have reasons why I don't like him, but they're not. There's most of it is I look at him talking and I don't like him. Now I don't know the guy.
Me neither.
He comes off. He can maybe come off genuine. I don't know, but for some reason he bothers me.
Yeah, he seems.
I think that's bad that he
seems just so fake about everything, and I don't like it. Yeah.
But some people think that he comes off like really genuine.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is at all. I think there are so many other talk show hosts that give off a genuine vibe, but they're still, themselves. They don't hold anything back. But it seems like he's just being like this goofy fake person. And I'm sure he's a great guy in real life, but he just seems like a douche.
Oh, I love that. No, dude, we probably shouldn't. If we ever become famous, we're gonna have to get our asses kicked. But yeah, dude, for some reason when I see him, like the way he over. I don't like how much he breaks character. Like even when he was on SNL, it annoyed me how much he broke character.
Like commit to it, man. Commit to the It's so.
I get it's funny, and it's really funny when they do break character. But the funniest thing is when, like Bill Hader, he doesn't break character. When he does, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, but with Jimmy Fallon, it's everything.
He breaks character every goddamn skit.
Everything is.
And I'm like, it's not even that funny, dude. Calm down. Like I don't know, but he does that in his talk shows, and he just like I was telling you about how I read the article about because I was so confused as to why I didn't like this guy so much. And when I was reading about it, and it was saying like he comes off like he comes off like a nice guy, and that comes off fake. And when he's laughing at jokes, he'll laugh like it's the funniest thing he's ever heard, and then a split second he's done laughing.
Yeah. It's just,
and then you're like,
what?
What the?
Who are you?
That doesn't happen.
You're not
That's
person, man.
Yeah, I don't. It's frustrating and dumb. Makes me. It just. I don't know. And then, do you remember the whole thing with him and was it Nicole Kidman?
No, what happened with that?
Okay, I gotta look up and make sure I'm getting if it's Nicole Kidman, but like that hot actress from that freaking movie with Will Ferrell, Bewitched.
Oh yeah,
remake. So there was like a thing about how he almost dated Nicole Kidman, and that he was. Like he tells a story, and he was on the street, and she was on his talk show host, and his talk show, and they were all talking, and she goes, "Well, do you remember the first time we met or something?" And she had said, "I thought we were on a date because I liked you," and he was all like dumbfounded, like not understanding what he was talking about, and there was like some friend had called him and said, "You need to come to my place. I need to, like Nicole Kidman wants to meet you." So she like came over to his place, and there were like video games everywhere, and he didn't talk to her, but she was like for some reason really into him. And then she left, and he didn't understand or know, but she was like, "Yeah, I thought that was like us trying to set up, but you just weren't into me, so like I moved on." And he was like mind blown because like I could have dated Nicole Kidman, but he annoyed the shit out of me because in his interviews he interviewed her later, and he made it so awkward, and I didn't like that. And he's just. The way he talks to certain people, it bothers me. And I don't know, for some reason he comes off fake. Maybe he is literally the nicest person in the world, because maybe I would come off fake how I laugh or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just, I don't like him. He doesn't, I don't think his show is that great. I think there are better ones.
No, I really don't. I think Questlove's awesome on there.
Yeah. I love the Roots. The Roots need to go to a different show. They don't need to be on. They need to go to like Jimmy Kimmel's show. I like that one.
I like Jimmy Kimmel, man.
Jimmy Kimmel's
he's awesome.
He's hilarious. I love Jimmy Kimmel.
He is hilarious. I love his kind of humor. He's I don't know how like sarcastic, nonchalant. He like goes full in, which is another like he's full in when he's doing a bit like the Matt Damon stuff.
Yeah,
that whole Matt Damon Jimmy Kimmel feud is the greatest thing. That is the greatest continued joke in Hollywood.
It's hilarious.
They never break. Like they'll break it. Like I think one of the skits they finally broke because Jimmy Kimmel drew like, "What do you think of Matt Damon?" And Jimmy Kimmel drew a penis, and Matt Damon had just died laughing because he was like, "What the fuck?" But like you think it's real at times because they just don't break. And whenever he sees him, he doesn't. He's just like, "I hate that guy. Get this douchebag off." Like it's just awesome, but you know it's fake because he's promoting every one of his movies. He's on the thing, and I think Jimmy Kimmel's awesome.
I love his sense of humor. Like with Jimmy Fallon, it just seems so forced, but with Jimmy Kimmel, it's just like it's so easy and it's nice. I like it, and I like all of his segments. I love watching all of his like on the street segments where they interview people, or when he does the things with the kids. It's hilarious stuff. It's funny.
And the Guillermo, I love that.
Yeah, Guillermo's hilarious.
I don't know how that ever started, but that is brilliant. That he is, dude. That is like his right hand man. I think that's awesome. And what else of this gets the mean tweets? That's brilliant.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything that Jimmy Fallon does that's brilliant.
He does. I guess he does the impression things with people.
Those things are cool.
I guess. Yeah, but there's not a segment on Jimmy Fallon that I see on YouTube and I'm like, oh, I really want to watch this. But like with Jimmy Kimmel, I watch all of his stuff.
Yeah, but like I mean, I'll admit there's things on Jimmy Kimmel like Jimmy Fallon when like Lin was on there. Like I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
but that's because Lin-Manuel Miranda was rapping. Like that's great. Also, the thing that pisses me off about Jimmy Fallon, he constantly sings. Now. Does he think he's just incredibly musically talented? Because everything he does, he's singing. He's like BFS with Justin Timberlake, who's a god among men. But that annoys me for some reason too.
That he's friends with JT?
Well, I'm jealous that he's friends with JT.
Yeah, me too.
But like, I'm annoyed that he sings everything all the time. Like it's just like whenever he does something, he's got to sing. I don't know. It just bothers me. But whatever.
I don't know.
I'd love to be on Kimmel. I love Ellen too.
Ellen's awesome. I love Conan. And James Corden too has some good stuff.
James Gordon's great. I think James Gordon should be the Tonight Show host. Really, he's awesome.
James Corden's pretty good. I like his carpool karaoke stuff. That stuff is pretty fun. Brilliant. Sometimes the people in the car, they kind of look uncomfortable. Like they don't.
Probably are. They probably are really uncomfortable.
But I like that stuff. That's fun. I don't watch a lot of his stuff, but I watch that.
But he's hosting. He just hosted the Grammys, and then Jimmy's hosting the Oscars, which I think they all do well. Like when Ellen hosted the Oscars, I loved it. When Jimmy hosted the Emmys, great.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais, he's not a talk show host, but he's awesome. But like when Jimmy hosts things, for some reason, I just don't like it. I don't think it's good.
No.
I know that's probably weird, but for some reason, he just rubs me the wrong way.
That's okay. I mean...
Yeah. Ellen seems really genuine, though, but what if she's just a complete ass?
Yeah. I don't like how sometimes... remember that whole Running Man dance challenge thing was going around the internet? It was that. And she brought those two guys who started that thing onto her show, and she just gave them money. She gave them a shit ton of money. And I'm like, what did these kids... They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They don't deserve this.
Like, they don't deserve all this money.
If they deserve all that money, then you better come to my house and give me $50,000. Like, that is crazy, lady. Come on. All they did was film a Vine of them, like, doing a weird step that everyone can do. Anybody can do it. Why is this the thing?
Miles, that's the thing. That's the point.
Come on.
First.
I thought, and they gave, the Damn Daniel thing?
Yeah, they gave that song.
Yeah, they gave them money and a bunch of shoes. I'm like, what? The guy didn't do anything. He wore nice clothes to school every day. And the guy walked up to him and harassed him about it.
Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white vans.
Oh, man.
Well, she does do some pretty cool shit, though. She'll give some money to some people that really need it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if people, how does she decide? I bet she just gets flocked with videos like that. How does she pick which ones to do? Why does this guy who's homeless deserve to get money rather than this other person?
Yeah. Why do these two rich kids from California deserve to get money and not me?
and not you.
I would like some money.
I like some. It'd be kind of cool. I will say my life will be a success if I'm ever on Ellen. That'll be my dream. I'll be like, all right, bro. If I'm on Jimmy Kimmel or Ellen, I'll be like, all right, I've made it. This is dope.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Maybe that should just be my goal for my life. It's just to be on Ellen or Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do something crazy.
Ellen, if you're listening, or if anyone wants to send this, just tell Ellen I want to be on her show.
All right.
I won't have anything to really say, but probably just be in awe.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
We'd hang out. Me and Ellen and I would become friends, and we would hang out. Go get some kombucha. I would hang out with
every time
with her and her wife.
Podcast in a row, you bring up kombucha.
Her and her wife, we'd hang out. She'd listen to my mixtape. And we'd just be cool buds, like me and Jimmy Kimmel too. I want my own talk show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
I want to do a talk show.
That would be a cool way to go about doing things. That would be a fun thing to do. Would you have a certain bit? Do you have a certain idea? Because you got to have something like the carpool karaoke, the mean tweets. You got to have something that's a stable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, you're not.
I don't have any ideas. I won't make it.
That's how that ends.
My life is a lie.
That'd be cool though. You talk to people, tell jokes.
Yeah, just hang out, talk to celebrities, tell some jokes, do some funny segments. End of the day, have a good day.
It's probably it's 1,000 times harder than.
Yeah, it's probably very hard and very stressful because you have to do that every single day. And
every day
you come up with a new show. And you have to keep that fresh.
Ask different questions.
Oh, that's crazy.
Not the same. Just, hey, so how's the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, do they get paid to be on talk show hosts?
I think
to be on talk shows.
I think so. I think people do get paid to do talk shows to go on.
Are you sure? Because I thought someone had mentioned they're like, no, it's more like I scratch your back, like we promote your movie and you come on.
Maybe for some, do people get paid to do talk? No, I typed in, do people get laid? Do people get paid to?
We can look at that answer too. We'll see what we find.
Not Yawk. Talk. My fingers are too big for my phone.
What's wrong with you, dude?
Because I keep doing typos. It's a common
answers.
It's a common misconception, but no, the talk show does not rake out large sums of money to pay its guests. Actors on talk shows have accommodations met, and they receive a stipend for their appearance. So, they get a little something, but not a whole lot of money.
Well, okay. I always wondered that. I guess that makes sense, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, so can I tell a story about this encounter I had with these two black women at my supermarket?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So every Monday, me and you try to do our podcast. So I was working all day, and I had like a little audition. I did this thing for drunk musicals. It's basically like drunk Shakespeare, but it's with musicals. You like get drunk before you do the performance or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I went in and did that, and then I went to the gym. So I get to the gym, then come back to this podcast. And on my way back from the gym, I go to the supermarket so I can get some milk because I love milk. I know you hate milk.
What did you say? You say milk?
You hate milk, and I don't know why.
Yeah, milk is. I like chocolate milk. I can drink strawberry milk too. That's fine. But like regular milk disgusts me. Keep going.
Milk's awesome. But so now I'm trying to remember the entire story with this. But I was in line. I only had like 2 items, and I'm waiting. And then these 2 African American women, and one of them had went to go grab something else, so she was trying to hold her spot for this woman. I was like, I don't care, but I wanted to get in and out of there because sometimes this place just turns ghetto real quick. And I'm waiting.
I don't like the usage of the word ghetto. A ghetto is a place, not a word to describe things.
I don't like how janky this place seems to get at times. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Janky. Whatever. But I'm waiting in line. So the other woman runs up. She's like, "Nah, do they want these?" And she has this this box of donuts. And one of my favorite things about New York is that no one has a filter. They just there's nothing. There's no there's people around me. They do not give a shit. They will talk about whatever it is and they will keep going.
Yeah.
But she brings us do they like these? She's like, yeah, man, kids, they'll eat anything that's damn messy. Put them donuts on here. So they're checking out these donuts, and then this woman looks up and she sees this bag of peanuts, and she's looking at it really interested. And then the woman's like, "What you looking at?" And she goes, "Are these peanuts 2 for $1?" And the register woman's up there, and she hates her life.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Yeah." She just looks at it again, and at this point I'm like, all right, come on, I want to get the fuck out of here. Let's go, please. And she goes, man, for some reason I want them damn peanuts. so I'm gonna get them. And I'm like, verbally, this is what she's saying. This is not in her head. This is not what I think she's saying. She's saying all this out loud. Grabs peanuts, puts them down, and then the other woman ahead of her is like, well, how come you ain't getting 2? It's 2 for $1. She goes, well, stupid, if I just get 1, it's cheaper. And I'm just like, okay. But they're keep having these conversations. And then she goes, the woman in front who didn't get the peanuts goes, man, you know what? I got peanuts at my house. Why don't you just eat some of them? Well, are they the salted nuts? And she's like, I don't remember, but they damn good though. And she goes, well, fine, I'll eat some of them. She goes, okay, but you better not eat all of them because I like them damn nuts. You can't have all of them. And just having this huge conversation about these stupid peanuts. And it took them forever to get out of the goddamn grocery store because that's all they were talking about. But I just thought it was really funny. And they just have these conversations, and I get in on these conversations all the time because there's just no filter in New York City. There's just none at all.
There's no time to filter yourself.
There's none. Those little things make me laugh really hard.
Please, everyone, please comment or make a note somewhere of Dustin's reenactment of two black women buying peanuts at a grocery store.
That's probably. I didn't mean that to come off.
Comment on how that made you feel.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
We would love our audience to interact with us.
I would love to be interacted with.
All right.
Whatever.
That was a pretty good story. I don't have any stories like that. My voice keeps cracking. People, I am not going through puberty. That was a long time ago.
That happened.
I'm almost 23 years old, but for some reason...
Myles is 18 and he's going through puberty.
For some reason, my voice keeps cracking. I don't know why. I'm sorry, people, if that is annoying you, but hey.
Favorite. You know what's funny, Myles?
What?
Whoever's listening to this probably didn't notice that one bit until you had to point it out.
And now...
Until you...
They're going to go back
and... say something.
They're going to go back and listen. For my voice crack. No, probably. They don't care that much. Do you care? Tell us in the comments if you care.
Oh, or Milo, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you good at karaoke?
Yeah, man. I'm the karaoke master.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to just be bad at karaoke?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I am. And I know you're a great singer. Like you're very good. I can't even that you're phenomenal. And you know how I've never like really trained singing wise. And you know even when we did our shows together like in the Heights, I was just constantly worried about my singing. I don't like to think that I'm a horrible singer. I like to think I can carry a tune. But I'm not incredibly good. Nowhere on near your level. But I was at karaoke this weekend. Oh, I didn't even get on to my whole weekend how I was dancing on tables. But we had karaoke and I was singing, and I was just like, I was singing this song from In Sync, which was probably like my first mistake. But I just sucked. Like I could hear myself on the microphone, and I was like, this is really bad.
But it's fine. It's karaoke, man.
No,
nobody
dude,
gives a shit.
These people take karaoke serious, which is all the people I hate. I hate people that take karaoke serious.
It's not serious.
It's meant for drunk people that just want to sing stupid shit.
Yeah.
But no, all these musical theater people in there just... Let me sing this song and it's going to be beautiful, which is awesome and I love it. But for some reason, I just was so bad. I was wondering that. I mean, I know you'd probably be also.
I mean, you were probably fine. You were great. You were great in The Heights. You can carry.
That's not even the same thing.
But
it's rapping. And even one of the girls at the karaoke is like, "Oh, Dustin, you gonna rap?" Because she's like, "You're not singing, are you?" I was like, "You can go fuck yourself." But
wow. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I take things a little too personal. Sometimes I just, like, in my head, I make up stories.
I think you're fine.
I don't know, Milo. It was bad. But then I rapped Eminem.
And people loved it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe. But my voice was, like, going out that whole time. But Eminem's pretty hard.
Yeah, it is pretty hard.
I was just curious. I didn't know if you... I just don't ever feel... I don't feel like I have a karaoke song.
You gotta find your song.
Go-to.
You gotta find your song.
Like a go-to. I know the words exactly. I know how the melody goes.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those.
Gotta just, pay close attention when you're, like, listening to music and find the songs that you know and that you can sing along to and sing those for karaoke. Because, I mean, they have karaoke for every song in the entire world for the most obscure stuff.
That's true. Oh, I just wanted to ask you that, brother.
Yeah, no problemo. We do a little bit of karaoke here.
Yeah? You have a go-to karaoke song?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have
What is it? There's
this one song called Budapest. It's by George Ezra. I sing that a lot. I sing Your Man by Josh Turner. That's my go-to one. That's
a country song.
Yeah, that's to get the ladies. Every time I sing that song...
That's to get the ladies, is what that one is.
Yeah. I got this... Okay, remember when I was in Chicago? I don't think you were there.
Oh, yeah.
I was
there when you sang Sailing. When we sang at Davenport, and that girl came up to you, and I was trying to be your wingman all night.
Oh yeah. Well, that girl wasn't. She yeah. There's another girl. I don't think you were with us. I was with Colton at this bar, and we were doing karaoke, and I sang I sang Josh Turner there, and I got like this girl's number at this bar. And because
you want to marry your throat?
No, she didn't. It didn't get to that. Maybe she did, but she didn't say it like some people do. That's a story for another time, or maybe I'll tell it after I tell this one. But I got her number, right? And I got her Snapchat, and now I just follow her on Snapchat. I haven't spoken to her, but she's on my Snapchat.
And now I just see her story every
don't know her.
Saturday night.
Her name is...
Wondering what might have been. You should send her Snapchat one night and say,
yeah, remember me?
Remember me? Or have her singing that song to her.
Yeah.
That's what you should do, Milo.
She's that Chicago girl. She's the one that got away. Maybe I should move to Chicago. Maybe that's what that means. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Nope. All right. The other story... you all heard Dustin just mention, I want to marry your throat. And I'm not going to name names here, because I don't want to cause drama.
I honest to God don't remember the name. So that's I don't know.
I do.
You do?
Well,
okay.
We did In the Heights in college. Why we did In the Heights in college, I do not know, because our school is very white. And I was the only person of color, me and two other people.
Hey! Quit being a dick. I love that show.
No, okay. I gotta put that disclaimer in because we shouldn't have been doing In the Heights. We should not have. Oh. It was fun. It was an amazing show to do, and I love that show, but we should not have been doing that. But anyway, we were doing that show, and after rehearsal, this one freshman girl walks up to me, and she says, I want to...
This is when we were eating. Because this was after she was criticizing my rapping.
Oh.
And then we were sitting at the Rot, and she sat by us. And then she was criticizing my rapping, saying how I was off, and I didn't even really know who this bitch was. So that pissed me off. then she turned to you, yeah. So continue.
Oh yeah, and then she turns to me, and I forget what exactly she said, but she did say this. She said, I want to marry your throat. And that stuck with me, because it was the weirdest, kind of creepy thing. Weirdest thing I've heard. I want to marry your throat.
It was a compliment to your singing, but the weirdest way to say it probably possible.
And she was a weird child, that girl.
Yeah, she watched you the entire rehearsal. Oh, I watched it. I watched that shit happen. Great.
Blah, 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 blah. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Remember how... Now, actually, we're going to stop. I'm not going to talk smack. We should get on with the rest of this podcast. We have our last segment for today. We've gone on for a while. I don't know how long we've been talking. Hold on.
48 minutes. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
Fine, dude. I like talking.
It's cool. If you like to hear us talking and you're still listening, thank you very much. We're going to get on to our next topic, our next segment of our podcast, which is our top 5.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make a top 5 theme song for whenever we do this, and I'll play it.
Top 5. Do that.
All right. Anybody listening, if you have any skills with GarageBand or in splicing, audio together, take that segment of Dustin singing top 5 and just, play that on a loop for a little bit and send it over to me, and I'll edit it into the podcast there. Thank you very much. All right. Our top 5. So, in honor of President's Day, our top 5 is going to be our personal top 5 presidents in the history of presidents.
In the history.
In the absolute history of American presidents.
Now, we'll put a disclaimer here. Milo and I are probably not going to get very political with this discussion.
No.
My top 5 is because of 3 reasons. 1, how dope you were. 2, if you made me laugh. 3, if I thought you were a cool guy and a great leader. And that might piss off all you political people out there, but I don't really care.
This is just for fun, people. my top 5 is the same. Some of it gets a little political, but not really. Mainly, it's just people that I thought. Well, one of them in one instance, he's not a good president, but he's someone I'd want to hang out with. But I'll get to that in a little bit. I'll have Dustin do his top 5 first. Starting. Oh, you don't have it?
No, I have it.
Oh,
I just want to live out to anyone that might be listening. Search up presidents, and when you see all the pictures of all the presidents, Donald Trump's face as the first president on the list, since he's the present one, is the greatest thing ever. Just looking like a straight goober. Whoever picked that picture, I think, is just brilliant. Just come on, man. Just too good. Like most of the other ones are pretty presidential pictures. Bill Clinton looks like he's just like, "Come here, girl. I got some things to say." But
that was pretty good.
Hey. Was it?
Yeah.
I've been working on my impressions, bro. I'm trying. All right. So, my top 5. It was pretty hard because there's some good presidents. Pretty hard not to go. Like, obviously we've had amazing presidents. I'm going to be real honest with you. I have no idea who James K. Polk is. I know that's probably bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I'm going to go off of my knowledge, who I know. My number 5, creeping into my list, is Andrew Jackson.
And why is Andrew Jackson your number 5?
Mostly for the simple fact that Andrew Jackson was a boss. He was one of those manly men. His nicknames were Old Hickory, meaning he's a hard ass. He got named after a tree.
Is that a good thing?
He's a baller. Huh? Yes.
Oh.
I just think he's one of those like hard ass dudes that, and I'm just going to be ranting about crap that's going to piss some people off. But I just think he was badass. He just, from what I learned about him, he's a baller. A baller from all sorts of, I don't even know where I'm going with that. But he's cool. He was born into poverty, so he comes out, he's not like some rich guy that came out of whatever, but he was born out of poverty, became a president, he was like someone that just brings people together. He was a manly man. That's why I gave him my number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, a little shocker, but I'm going with George W. Washington. Now, I know Washington should probably be number 1 on everyone's.
Did you say George W. Washington?
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I meant George Washington. I meant the cherry tree chopping down mother trucker that is George Washington. Kind of hard. You can't not have him in your top 5. He's the first president. He brought people, like, he got us out of he led us during that revolution. He got us out of King George's ass crack. He's like our first guy. And he was the reason that we didn't like go into some tyranny of having just one president. He said, I only want to do this term and then I'm going to step down. That takes a ballsy man that has a good heart. Now, something that's being swept under the rug, he had slaves. So, but...
he had slaves. All of them had slaves.
They all did. So, when you talk about all these presidents in the beginning, they're kind of a little messed up. They're not... It's not a really cool thing. But I'm just talking about... But from what I heard, he was very nice to them. That does not give him a pass. But I'm just going to say the starting leader of our country... Got to give him my number 4, and he chopped the shit out of a cherry down tree, or cherry tree, whatever. Just
a note for anyone out there: Dustin thinks it's okay to have slaves as long as you're nice to them.
I don't. I didn't. No, that's not.
As long as you're nice to the slaves, that's fine with him. All right,
okay.
Keep going.
Well, that's funny. Well, speaking of slaves, my number 3 is big old Abe Lincoln. You want to know why? Because he abolished slavery. And I don't think you can say he's not one of our best presidents because he abolished slavery.
Well...
And you know what sucks?
There's some circumstances behind that say, like...
What circumstances? You don't know anything about the circumstances.
Abraham Lincoln didn't sign that... He didn't sign the Emancipation Proclamation because...
Were you there when he didn't sign it? No.
He didn't sign it because he actually felt like slaves needed to be free. He just did it for just, like, political reasons. Because it would help him politically. He did it for personal gain. He didn't do it because
I'm sorry,
it was
Miles.
something.
Is your face on the
It's something he didn't believe in. But anyway, keep going.
Well, he emancipated the Emancipation of Proclamation. That's not the right way to say that.
No, not at all. But keep going.
Not even a little bit, right? I don't know, dude. He's just I acknowledge him with the guy that wanted to abolish.
That's cool. That's cool. Maybe, and that's how he should be remembered.
But one of our great presidents, and someone shot him in a movie theater. Just not okay, man. Always cut the life short of the great one.
I think it was just a theater, not like a movie. I don't think they had movies.
Well, okay, no, they didn't have movie theaters. John Wilkes Booth killed him in a theater.
He's watching a play.
Watching Macbeth.
Was he watching Macbeth?
That's no way.
I thought he was watching like Hamlet, or I don't know what he was watching. Don't quote me on any of that.
He's probably watching Debbie Does Dallas.
Oh yeah, classic American theater.
Awesome classic American theater there. All right, I'll probably move this along. Number 2, JFK. I'm probably not going to come off very reliable with saying this because of all my other reasons for presidencies, but I'm pretty sure that our world would be a lot better if JFK made it for 8 years as president. He was, he was one of the reasons we made so many different advances, getting to the moon. He made our progression with NASA a forefront. First, I will never understand why anyone shot him. I don't get it. He was a little ladies' man, which kind of gives him that baller status. He was very good media-wise, which I learned about in one of my media classes in college, how well he was with making sure how he looked on camera, how he spoke, and I think that was really cool, and he won over everybody. One of his quotes, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power." And I think he had great character.
A wah wah wee wah.
Wah wah wee wah. And number 1, you know who I'm going with for number 1?
Obama?
Bill Clinton, baby.
Oh.
Woo! I think this is just the fact that in my head, I think Bill Clinton is cool as shit. Now, me saying that, I don't want any women that might be listening thinking that I condone cheating. I'm going to say this. Bill Clinton did what he wanted to do. Had a little fun. I will say, and I'm pretty sure this is a fact, he was the last president to lower our national deficit. Pretty positive. So there's that. I think they should have just let him do his thing. He just needed to have a little fun. What's wrong with that? Sometimes you just got to go out there and have a good time.
Well, I mean, okay? Adultery's wrong, but I kind of agree with you. I would like to hang out with Bill Clinton.
I would love to hang out with Bill Clinton. I think he's funny. I think he's cool as shit. We didn't have to worry about people coming and attacking our forefront when he was president. People seem to expect him a lot. I don't know.
I think
really
actually
bad at political.
I think there were some issues going on during his presidency. I think there's always issues going on. The
White House, of course there is.
I don't want to speak on those issues that were going on during his presidency because I'm not very well educated on them, and
I know everyone says he was a liar and blah blah blah. Well, I think Bill Clinton, for some reason, is dope as shit, and it's probably not okay. But I was voting for Hillary because I wanted Bill Clinton to be the first man in the White House. But that's my top 5, man, and yeah, that's it.
All right, pretty solid. My top 5 is a little bit more cohesive, more well put together. I think. Probably. I think these
put mine together within 5 minutes.
These 5 men will run a very sustainable country. Not really. I burped. I'm sorry. So number 5 on my top 5 list. Now, don't judge me for saying this. This man was not a good president. Like Kanye said, he probably doesn't like black people. But number 5 on my list is George Bush. Not because of his policies and not because he was a good president, because he was not. But George Bush.
Kind of dumb to have him as your top 5 when you're saying he's flat out not a good president.
Well, this is just like a personal list. This is more of a list of people I'd like to hang out with.
But we named it the top 5 presidents of the United States. Continue, Milo.
Okay. Well, okay, top 5 presidents I'd like to hang out with. I'd like to hang out with George Bush. He seems like a fun guy. We wouldn't talk politics. We'd go hunting, I guess, shoot some deer. He'd play with a poncho like he did during the inauguration and look silly. And he was just, I think he's just a guy who doesn't he's just a simple man, wants simple things in life. And he seems like he's all around fun. So I'd like to hang out with George Bush. Number 4 on my list is another great president that I'd like to hang out with if he wasn't dead. His name is John F. Kennedy, JFK, Mr. JFK, right there on my list.
Yeah. Pretty boy.
Man, because you always want the pretty man on your team, so he can so the women gravitate towards him, towards the group, and then it's disperse them throughout the rest of my top 5. These are my presidential wingmen. My presidential wingmen are here. So JFK is my number 4. He's a cool president. He did some great stuff. He was a big influence on the civil rights movement. I don't think if it wasn't for him, some of those things wouldn't have gotten started because, you needed, you needed him in his position to be able to jumpstart those types of things. I'm not discrediting the work of Mr. Martin Luther King, who did so much. We wouldn't be anywhere if we didn't have Martin Luther King Jr.
Did you know he was a little sleut?
Yeah, he was a little sleut.
I did not know that. Fun fact.
Yeah. But JFK is number 4. As I'm going through this, don't take whatever I say political wise with a grain of salt, because I know only a grain of salt of things about everything. So
don't apologize, Milo.
Yeah, I don't apologize. That's my number 3 is Mr. Abe Lincoln. Mr. Abe Lincoln. I think he'd be a good wingman. He'd be a good person to hang out with. Nice top hat.
Abe Lincoln would be a good wingman?
Yeah. He'd be
Why?
This is my list of my top 5 presidential wingmen. All right?
Okay.
And I think he has a nice top hat. He likes to go to the theater. He likes to, even though I don't think his motivations for the abolishment of slavery were exactly good.
But it was good to happen.
It was good to happen, and so I right on for that man. But I would like to have him on my list. Has a nice beard. You need a nice beardy man on your list there. So my number 2 on my list is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR. I better not catch one person saying that FDR was a bad president. Because I think FDR is by far one of the best presidents. If you read about him, he dug us out of shit, man.
He did.
He dug us out of some shit. And so that man, and while going through a whole bunch of personal stuff too, he was a sick man, but he still, he dug down deep and led a country, He was I think FDR was a great president. I have kind of a little obsession with FDR. One of my plans in life is to write an FDR musical, be a musical comedy called FDR the Musical. That's getting on its feet.
All right, like it.
Lin-Manuel inspired me. Actually, this has been a plan of mine to make an FDR musical ever since a chorus line. Actually,
really,
when I was in a chorus line, one of the kind of the backstory thing was that we were all auditioning for FDR the Musical, and I said that Jordan Zuha was the one who would eventually get cast as FDR. So, anyway, that was that. And so my number one on my list for my top 5 presidential wingmen, people I'd like to hang out with, is Barack Obama. That's one cool, smooth mother whoopa.
Mother whoopa?
Yeah, I'm not going to curse today.
All right.
But yeah, I'd love to hang out with Obama. And I think...
Yeah, I'd like to hang out with him too. I probably should have changed him up.
And I think he was... I don't think he was a bad president at all. I think there's some things that he promised to do that didn't happen. Or there's things that, that he didn't do exactly right, or he didn't do it all. But, overall, I don't think he's one of the worst presidents in the world. I think we're currently living in that nightmare. But that's a conversation for another time.
Well, yeah, Milo, but just to reiterate your point about your top 5 presidents, you said they're top 5 wingmen. I don't know if you're going to get a better wingman than D. Trump.
No, Donald Trump would be an awful wingman. He only attracts Russian models, but that's because he's rich. But all these men on my list
that's what I'm saying.
Were rich at some point, had some money,
Nice to have a rich guy as your wingman, dude. Just saying.
I don't want him. He's going to take all of them, He's going to be a hog. He's too big of a personality. He's too big of a personality to be
a one on the right. Give me that one. No, we forgot. We forgot Teddy Roosevelt.
Mr. TR.
TR, he's dope. All right.
That was our list
for our top 5.
That's it for our show, I guess. That was our top 5. That's all we had to talk about today. Unless you have something else to talk about, Dustin. No, anything else on your mind? All right, that was our top 5 list. Hey, comment on what your top 5 presidents would be and why. Argue about it in the comments about it. Sure, why not? Hit us up on Twitter. I'm at MP4, the number 4 kilos, KILOS. A very complicated Twitter username. You can probably just look up Myles Phillips and find me. Where can people find you, Dustin?
You can find me on Twitter at DSUP4. I haven't tweeted actually in a long time.
Me neither. I'm never on Twitter. But if you tweet at me, maybe I'll start, doing some Twitter stuff, Be a the Twitter personality. You see?
Yeah, you find me at DSUP4, DSUP4 on Instagram, Dustin Sulliff on Facebook. I'll try to share more things. Miles is pretty good at sharing the podcast.
I'm not good at that at all. People don't listen to it, but if you're listening to it, I love you. All right, thank you for listening. This has been the Most Best Podcast. Probably not going to be the name of the podcast forever. I'll tell you the story about the Most Best, why I named it that, maybe some other time. But this has been the Most Best Podcast. I'm Myles Phillips.
I'm Dustin Sutler.
That took a while, and we're out.
Peace.